right, correct me if you think I'm overstating this. I don't want to be accused of hyperbole. Why, why would I want to do that? I just want to set it out as I believe it to be, or at least I'm perceiving it to be, which is we are being presented by the government with a picture of the European Court of Human Rights as some kind of draconian, punitive, definitely foreign, as the Prime Minister called it yesterday, kind of a body which is kind of squatting on our sovereign right to do as we want to do, but doing it in a kind of oppressive, dictatorial, way which is contrary to the wishes of the great majority of the British public. So they are a kind of foreign agent curbing us, restricting us, stamping all over us, stopping us doing what it is that we want to do and have said that we want to do and have elected the Tory government to do. Now, lots of people who've heard that kind of rhetoric for month in, month out, it's been impossible to avoid hearing it, if indeed you agree that I'm representing it in the right way, which you might not. But if you do, they might just think it's true. They might just think, God, the European Court of Human Rights, what a hideous body, what a ghastly and oppressive institution. Of course we want to do whatever we can do to break away from them because we want to be independent. That was the whole point of Brexit. We have Brexited. Let's get away from them and do what we want to do. But I want to know whether, if you think that is the tenor of the rhetoric, whether you agree that it's true and whether you think we would benefit enormously from independence from the European Court of Human Rights, or whether you think this is a completely false misrepresentation of what's really going on.
Well, I can agree with you that that's been the rhetoric from Suella Braverman and others, which has been to try to blame the failure of a policy that they made a flagship policy to send asylum seekers to Rwanda on the European Court of Human Rights. But I'm sitting here and I'd encourage your viewers to read the Supreme Court summary of the judgment because it's got nothing to do with the European Convention on Human Rights. The judgment makes clear that the Rwanda policy would breach UK domestic legislation. It says so. It gives you a list of the English laws which were passed by the English Parliament which would have prohibited the Rwanda flights from taking place. Against the background, again, the court was very clear about this, that Rwanda had in the past been responsible for sending asylum seekers back to the country where they face danger and torture. They have done that in the past, and the court explicitly found that to be the case. And furthermore, even when Rwanda had a convention treaty with Israel to take Israeli asylum seekers for processing, they broke their promises in that agreement, which was that they wouldn't send people back to their country of origin, and they sent them there anyway. So the Supreme Court understandably said you have the UK government saying this is a place of torture, you have a history of them sending people back to face torture, and you have a history of them breaking agreements not to do so in the last 5 or 6 years. So when you put all of these real pieces of what really happened together, nothing to do with the European Convention on Human Rights, and anyone that says this is a European issue and that we're being told what to do by Europe simply needs to read this judgment, because if they do, they'll find out that that's a pack of lies being told by the government to explain their own failure to get off the ground a policy that is manifestly unlawful and a breach of basic human rights.